Hey guys, I hope everybody's having a great day. We're having another rainy and cloudy day here, so it's the perfect day to get in the kitchen. And as you know, all the tomatoes are turning red. They're coming in like crazy. We have a bunch here and we still have a ton out on our plants that are ready to be harvested. So we're going to go ahead and make a delicious fresh tomato and basil soup that we can go ahead and freeze in portions, and we can pull out and have with grilled cheeses or on the side of dinners or as whole lunches in itself. So let's get started. Alright, so the first thing we have to do for this recipe is to go ahead and prepare our tomatoes. We want about 4 cups of tomatoes for the 4 portions by the time we're done preparing them. So we need to decore and de-seed these guys. If you want to peel your tomatoes, you can do that, but the main nutrients in tomatoes lie in the skin of the tomato. That's where your best nutrients are going to be. I really do not find it necessary to peel your tomatoes for this recipe. I think it comes out perfectly fine with the skins on there. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to skip that step. If you want to add it in there, if that's your preference, definitely go ahead and go for it. But the first thing we're going to do is remove the core, which is actually very easy to do. I like to use a little curved knife to be able to do that. And you can literally just stick it in. Just go right around. You removed your core out. Very easy. Let's throw that in the compost. And then we can go ahead and de-seed our tomato. So you see where we pulled the core out? We're going to cut along that part of the tomato. We're not going to cut through that core. We're going to cut along that core. Right down the center. There you go. And then we've got a bowl over to the side. You can really easily now just squeeze your tomato into that bowl, and that should get rid of all those seeds. You can always run your thumb through a little bit if you have to. But that's really easy to do. And remember, if you're using tomatoes for your gardens, guys, this is a great chance for you to go ahead and do some seed saving. And then you can go ahead and just dice these guys right up. You don't have to do too small chunks, just cut it up nicely. And then we'll put it aside, and we're going to keep on doing this with a bunch of tomatoes until we have 4 cups. 4 cups is going to make this meal. You can obviously go to 8 cups, 6 cups, whatever you want to do for how much of it you want to make. And then just adjust your portions for everything else. Alright, so we've got our 4 cups of tomatoes all set and chopped and de-seeded and decored. Gonna set that aside for now. And we've already peeled it, 1 medium carrot, and cut the ends off. And now I'm gonna go ahead and finely shred it. And we can set our carrot aside. It's probably gonna come out to around a 1/4 cup, give or take. Every carrot's a little different, don't worry about it. It's just for a little flavoring. So we're gonna set that aside. And now we're gonna go ahead and we're going to cut up 1 large onion. Our onions all chopped up nice and fine, and we're gonna run outside to the herb garden, and we are gonna go ahead and harvest a 1/2 cup of packed fresh basil. And it is raining today, so we're gonna try to do that really quickly while it's not raining too hard. I'm just going to go ahead and while I'm harvesting, I'm going to harvest it so I'm topping the plant at the same time. And do feel free, guys, fresh basil, if you're not growing it or if it's not the right time of year, and it is very expensive to buy at the grocery store, you can go ahead and substitute the same amount of dehydrated basil, but you're just not going to get the same really nice bold flavor that you would get with the nice fresh basil. So do whatever suits you, but it is much better with fresh basil if you're able to get your hands on it. Alright guys, we really do just have an assortment of beautiful colors here with our fresh ingredients to start making our soup. So now we'll go ahead on to the next step. So we've got our pot on medium heat here, guys, and I'm going to go ahead and stick in 3 tablespoons of butter. Good. I'm going to go ahead and add all of my diced onion and my carrot. I'm going to give it a little stir. Let the butter melt down, and we're going to give this a couple minutes and let this all cook up together really nicely. Alright, our carrots, onions, and butter have cooked down really nicely and softened up. Really didn't take too long for it to do this. Just wait until it's nice and soft in your pan. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add in all of my tomatoes. And then I added in my seasoning. I went ahead and added in 3/4 of a teaspoon of sugar. I added in 1 teaspoon of your choice of salt, whether you use sea salt or iodized salt or Himalayan salt, whatever it is that you like to use. And then you're just going to use about 1/8 of a teaspoon of pepper. You can use white pepper or black pepper, whichever you prefer. And go ahead and add some more pepper if you're one that likes a lot of pepper. Do it to whatever your taste is. And then we're also going to go ahead and add in our basil leaves. I'm adding them in as whole leaves. I'm just pulling them off the stems though so that they're a little bit more separated. You can break them up a little bit as you put them in here. It doesn't really matter too much. Alright, and then we'll go ahead and we'll mix this all together. Alright, and now the next part is to have a little bit of patience. We're going to go ahead and let this come to a nice boil. And that's at a nice boil. We're going to go ahead and let that simmer for about 10 minutes before we do the next step. And now I've taken the soup off of the, or this part of the soup off of the heat. Let it cool down just a little bit so it's not boiling anymore. Now I'm just going to ladle it over into a pureer. And we're going to puree this whole thing down. Got our pureed tomato mixture set aside, and back in our pot I'm going to bring to a boil 2 cups of chicken broth, chicken stock. And at this point you can go ahead and, if you want, buy some of that little tiny pasta macaroni, and you can go ahead and throw that in here with the chicken stock and let it cook up with your chicken broth. If not, don't worry about it. I'm not going to do that because I'm going to freeze my soup, and I figure if when I go to eat my soup, if on a whim I want pasta in it, I can cook up some pasta and add it to it at that point. It's up to you on if you want the pasta or not. But for now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to wait for this chicken broth to come to a boil. Okay, now that our chicken broth is at a nice boil, I'm going to go ahead and re-add in all of my tomato mixture. Okay guys, you can go ahead and just let that cook together. And at this point you are done. Go ahead and taste it. Season it a little more if you like. If you like hot stuff, add some hot pepper. If you like salty stuff, add some more salt. Whatever you want to do, then you can go ahead and portion this and freeze it. Portion it out, have it for dinner, have it with a grilled cheese. Go ahead and garnish it with some nice fresh basil leaves if you want to be fancy. And otherwise, enjoy. So thank you so much for watching this, guys. I hope you get a chance to make it. I hope you love it. I hope you enjoy it. Have a good rest of your night. God bless, and bye-bye.